Listen up. I want to tell you a story. It's a story about Google, about how Google tried valiantly to answer all of my deepest metaphysical questions. And it's a story about my son. It started innocuously enough. I'd been writing yet another book proposal about rubber duckies when, in a fit of procrastination, I turned to Google. My fingers began typing. And that's when it happened. Google, in a brilliantly coded attempt to anticipate my every existential need, filled in the question for me. As a matter of fact, there was a drop-down of 4 possible questions. I had no idea. I was so bereft, so filled with angst, so in need of answers to my pop culture questions. The first question was one I hadn't even thought to pose to myself. Why has God forsaken me? Of course that's what I was thinking. I hadn't really had a relationship with God before that, but there was undeniably a Google God, and this God had forsaken many. At least 12 million, according to Google's tally. The next question wasn't as pertinent because I am a fixed creature, and by that I mean I've been surgically rendered sterile because of a nasty bit of business in an operating room. But still, I felt a watery terror beneath the question. Why has my period stopped? But Google was there, 66 million results. I knew that I should get back to my ducky book proposal, but I couldn't help myself. The next question, I had to know. Why has Miley Cyrus changed? I hadn't even known that I cared that much, but suddenly I wanted to know why the Hannah Montana of Disney fame, whose movies I've never seen and whose music I've never heard, I wanted to know why she couldn't be tamed. That nasty little monkey. And because of Google, I was soothed. Miley wasn't trying to be slutty. She was just feeling free. It was such a relief. I got up for some goldfish crackers. I would need them for the last question. The one which showed a whopping 131 million results, and therefore represented the greatest unanswered question in the world, if not the galaxy. Why hasn't he called? It was heartbreaking, really, all the unmade calls, all the pining for a call of any kind. And with 131 million results, I anticipated profound explorations into the depths of man consciousness. But Google made it clear. He hasn't called because he doesn't want to. I ate a handful of goldfish crackers and cast my ducky proposal aside. There were greater things to ponder. My own questions, the first of which I brought to psychics and rabbis alike, though I believe in neither. Why has God put me into the body of a blonde white woman? I remember asking the question as a child, deep in some Thoreau woods, wandering, pensive. But here, Google failed me. There was not one answer, not one. Had no one pondered this before? Was there no other blonde white woman pissed at the innumerable pom-poms shoved into her hands? And after that, really, there was only one other question. It's a question I've asked many times. So many times it had become a sort of litany, a rosary bead. It's a question that at first felt like a betrayal to even ask, but the answer is something that I've had to grow into. Something I've had to learn. Why has my son got a disability? In 0.38 seconds, Google had over 1.5 billion answers. But you have to know that none of them were right. So I'm here to tell you, my son has got a disability because I need to eat more goldfish crackers. My son has got a disability because disability is diversity. My son has got a disability to open me to a greater humanity. And more than all that, more than the 1 billion+ answers by Google is the simple fact that my son has got a disability because disability is the eyes of the most beautiful boy I have ever seen.